Hello, Algebra 1Geo students. We're covering the second half of 7.4 today on solving rational equations. And by the end of this section, you will be able to solve rational equations for a given variable. To start with, I want to explain the slope formula. When we developed the point slope formula from our slope formula, we cleared the fractions by multiplying by the least common denominator. So if you remember, the slope formula is m equals y minus y1 over x minus x1. That's how we find the slope. Then you can derive the point slope formula by multiplying both sides by the denominator. And when you do that, these cancel. So then you have m parentheses x minus x1 equals y minus y1 because we multiplied both sides by that denominator and then the denominators canceled. Then you just switch the order of that. You rewrite it with the y's on the left side of the equation and the m parentheses x minus x1 on the right side of the equation. So solving rational equations applies to the slope formula and other formulas also. So in this case, this first example, we are going to solve for y. All right, and to do that, we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator, x minus 4, because then that can cancel, leaving us with just y minus 5. And then on the other side of the equation, we would have m times x minus 4. We don't need to distribute. All we're trying to do is isolate y because we're solving for y, right? So here we're solving for y. We're trying to isolate y. So the only thing left on the side with the y is the 5, so I will add 5 to both sides. And then we have m parentheses x minus 4 plus 5 equals y. And I could rewrite it in the other direction. So y equals m parentheses x minus 4 plus 5. That is how we solve for y. We're going to pause the video and you're going to solve for y on the second example right here. And you can check your work to see if you got the same answer. For the next example, we're asked to solve for a. What I'm going to do is try to isolate the variable a, and the first step that I will do is subtract 1 over b from both sides. That cancels this and this. Then we have 1 over a equals c minus 1 over b. Now I'm going to multiply by a, which doesn't help us isolate it yet, but since it's in the denominator, that's what we have to do. So we're going to multiply both sides by a. When I do that, I need to put this side in parentheses. That allows us to cancel the a's, leaving us with 1 on the left side. And I'm not going to distribute here. I'm just going to leave it in parentheses times a. Now I can isolate a by dividing what's in the parentheses. So I'm going to divide by c minus 1 over b, and then that can cancel. And I'm going to divide the 1 by c minus 1 over b. So when this cancels, you're left with just A. A equals 1 over C minus 1 over B. In our denominator, we have C minus 1 over B. That's a little funky, so what we're going to do is rewrite it as 1 over CB over B minus 1 over B, which is just 1 over CB minus 1 over B. Now, because it's a 1 in the numerator, and then we have a fraction in the denominator, I'm going to take the denominator and flip it. So I know we're running out of space, I'm just going to write in the summary. So if you have this, you could rewrite it as 1 times the reciprocal, and 1 times the reciprocal is just the reciprocal, B over CB minus 1. And that way you don't have a fraction in your denominator. Okay, so that's it. When you get to here, that's the answer. We solved for A. But I just wanted to work it out to show you how you could get rid of that fraction that's in the denominator. And this is a better answer, and I think that when you check your answers in the book, they get rid of the fractions if they're in the denominator. So see if you can follow that process in your groups and complete this one. Last example. And this completes our notes. So you can go ahead and start your homework on 7.4, exercises 235 through 245.